Have you ever had the impression of being envied by someone? And have you ever thought that those who envy you can cast the so-called evil eye on you? And again, does the evil eye exist, or is it simply a popular belief? And can it really ruin our lives? In the Zen story that you will hear shortly, we will see how to protect yourself from envy and the evil eye, which we will talk about at length, precisely to understand their origins. So stay until the end because you will know how to recognize the signs of envy and whether to believe in the evil eye. Additionally, you will discover how to prevent this negative feeling from interfering with your emotional well-being and spiritual journey. But before continuing, if you are not yet among us, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and share the video. Thanks to these small gestures, you will help us produce new content every day for your spiritual growth. In a quiet monastery located in a remote region of Japan, the wise Buddhist teacher Taisho gave a lesson on the subtle threat of envy. Students, eager to learn, gathered around him, eager to understand how to protect themselves from this negative force. Taisho began by explaining the nature of envy, a phenomenon as old as human relationships themselves. Imagine envy as a subtle smoke, he said quietly. This smoke, he continued, infiltrates our daily interactions, influencing our ambitions, our relationships, and even our personal well-being. The old monk told stories of people who, shrouded in the shadow of envy, incessantly try to surpass others, even trying to make them fail. Envy is a tangle of negative emotions, Taisho noted, a dark mix of desire and resentment that can eat away at people's hearts and the fabric of human relationships. Those who envy you would like to be in your place or have your things, but instead of working hard to get what they want, they choose the path of wishing you harm. A disciple, whose life had been marked by the envy of some acquaintances, anxiously asked, "Master, how can we immediately understand if a person is moved by envy towards us? And how can we understand if that person has given us the evil eye?" Calmly, Taisho described the obvious and subtle signs that indicate the presence of envy. Observe the behavior of those who may be influenced by envy. They often show excessive interest in the things you do and your successes, but this interest is tinged with a bitter emphasis, as if each question were a drop of poison. The monk continued talking about constant comparison, a subtle game in which envious people, faced with the successes of others, try to minimize them to magnify their own small victories. It is a constant shadow where your victories never shine as brightly as they should, and your successes are always overshadowed by the unfair competition of those afflicted with envy. Taisho spoke of comments disguised as praise, which sound more like veiled criticism, cold reactions to other people's difficulties, and hidden pleasure in other people's defeats. How many times has it happened to you, he asked, to perceive falseness and resentment in certain praise or certain questions? And he also talked about how, when a person is envious of us, he often gives us ambiguous looks, dictated by his desire to hurt us. Looks that, in some cases, generate what we call the evil eye. Envy is like a negative energy that spreads, even through the looks directed at us, draining joy from the environment and minimizing our achievements and serenity, Taisho said. And about the evil eye, a disciple asked the master, "What can you tell us?" The monk explained that the evil eye is not just a term that arises from popular folklore, but a destructive force that can subtly infiltrate, undermining friendships, work relationships, and family ties. The evil eye manifests itself through poisonous comments, derogatory actions, and even direct efforts to undermine the success or happiness of others, and the damage it causes goes beyond material influence, undermining self-esteem, confidence, and harmony in human relationships. And how can we protect ourselves from the evil eye? Asked one of the students. The first defense against the evil eye is to strengthen self-esteem, Taisho said emphatically. The evil eye feeds on our insecurities. When we are sure of ourselves, when we know our worth, we become like impenetrable rocks, difficult to scratch. The monk went on to explain how to maintain an abundance mentality, recognizing that there is enough success, love, and opportunity for everyone. The evil eye feeds on the belief in scarcity, the idea that what one individual gains is at the expense of another. When you adopt a positive abundance mindset, you deny the evil eye the fertile ground it needs to proliferate. Taisho encouraged students to share their victories, celebrate the successes of others, and cultivate gratitude. Sharing joy and cultivating gratitude, he stated, creates a shield against envy. When you celebrate the success of others, you deny the evil eye the ground on which to grow. The monk also spoke of the importance of assertive communication. Honestly confront those who may be influenced by envy. Open dialogue can dispel misunderstandings and strengthen relationships. The master told stories of people who, instead of giving in to envy, surrounded themselves with positive people. Genuine support is a powerful antidote to the evil eye. Surround yourself with those who love you, encourage you, and celebrate your achievements with you. These people will be your shields against envy. Concluding his narration on this topic, Taisho addressed the students with a serious look. In a world where envy can stealthily try to weaken the bonds we value most, it is essential that we know how to protect our relationships. Therefore, cultivate mutual trust, practice empathy, and establish healthy boundaries that keep those who have shown envy at an appropriate distance. Don't let envy erode your well-being. The monk reminded the students that, in addition to strengthening healthy relationships, it is vital to develop emotional resilience. Be prepared to face adversity without allowing external negativity to influence your actions, goals, and relationships with others. Remember that resilience is like a cloak that protects against corrosion and the damage of envy. The more you can resist certain provocations, the more you can live in peace. But what is the moral of this story? And what should we really think about the evil eye and its existence? Let's say at the outset that envy is a negative feeling that corrodes the soul and heart of those who feel it, and that generates repercussions of various kinds, even in the envied people. Regarding the evil eye, we must say that this term refers to popular beliefs that affirm that a person can cause harm or misfortune to another simply by looking at them with envy or bad intentions. This concept is often associated with superstitions and cultural traditions, and its validity is widely debated. There are even studies on its existence, but above all on its nature. The basic theory is that envy or a negative desire towards someone can manifest itself through gaze, negatively influencing the person being observed. There are those who believe that the evil eye can cause illnesses and other problems of a relational or professional nature in the life of those who suffer from it. However, some experts who have studied it suggest that the evil eye effect could be attributed to a psychological phenomenon known as the conditioning effect. This means that if we are convinced that we are the target of the evil eye, we may experience psychological stress, which in turn could affect our health, well-being, and even events in our lives. In conclusion, whether or not you believe in the evil eye in its most traditional view, you should know that envy can certainly play a decisive role in your daily life, influencing your health and the results you obtain or not. Returning to the monk Taisho, he concluded his story with a moral. Recognizing envy is an opportunity for growth. Every time you oppose this negative feeling, you affirm your values, your integrity, and your self-esteem. Cultivate compassion, because by understanding the nature of envy, you will develop healthy empathy for others, because envy, very often, is the result of insecurities and internal struggles, rather than malice.